Morning, beautiful. It's been such an interesting morning. I had a fabulous time in the field, as I always do. And then I went to go for my walk up the top of the hill. I put my wet weather gear on because it's raining outside. And then I went, where's my phone? And I couldn't find it. And I did not freak out. I did not panic. It was just like, well, this is really interesting. Poked around for a bit. Finally, I just put it somewhere slightly different that I wasn't expecting. Anyway, so the moral of the story is I haven't had my walk up the hill. There was an earthquake not too far from here. That was a decent shake that we all felt. Hi, Linda. Hi, Sang Marie. But you know, whatever. Life gets disrupted. I mean, the quake's fine, okay? I don't think there will have been much drama. There might have been some in the place where it happened. It was a 5.8, which is a decent shake, but maybe not, because it was 37 kilometres down. And so, you know, it's when they're shallow that you get problems. And I knew when it happened that it was a bit local because I could actually hear it. If it's distant, you don't hear it. Rona, good morning. Morning, Julian. So, you know, it's just been a morning of, there's been an earthquake. And by the way, for the first time in my perhaps entire life, I did not respond with terror. Earthquakes used to just send me into panic. So there's another evidence of the fact that I am healing, and it's so good. And then I couldn't find my phone, and so I didn't get my morning walk, and so I'm feeling unwalked, but, you know, whatever. Life continues. And it's too delicious to allow me to spoil my state by getting grumpy about things I can't change. Morning, Heather! So we're inside out of the rain. G'day, Nora. I can see your little face up there. And we're doing rocks, and I've got to do them quickly because otherwise we'll never get to the morning's topic. This clearly is quartz. And it's quartz that at some stage has been exposed to a bit of radiation because it's gone a bit black. And, you know, there it is. It's beautiful. It's got little sparkly bits. It's a little bit cloudy. Good morning, Bobby. And, you know, it's just a really interesting little piece. It has a little bit been cut. I don't know. No, there's not a cut surface. It's been fractured off. I like to look at where things have grown from, you know. So it's a little crystal plate. And there it is, like a little city, really. Okay, something completely different. This is a little piece of bismuth. Oh, yes, layers and layers and layers. I'm with you, Linda. I have so many layers falling off. As you probably heard me say, it's like last week was like, how many lifetimes ago was that? Every day is a lifetime for me because I come out of my meditations. I am in a different body. I am a different person. I feel the changes. And then, you know, we have an earthquake and I don't go into terror. That's awesome. So this is a little piece of bismuth. And I saw something like this in a meditation over the weekend. That's a long story. It wasn't bismuth that I saw, but it reminded me of these shapes, and maybe that's why I'm showing it to you now. These things grow in petrochemical refineries. That's why they're iridescent. I guess there's lots of metals in the petrochemicals, and as they refine them, they crystallize out into these. Precipitate is the proper word. They precipitate into crystals. Now they actually get grown. So anyway, bismuth. Something else very sweet and small. This is iron pyrite. When we had a meditation group here, this one used to get called Nugget. I don't know why, but it's a sweet little thing, and you can see the lovely square shapes of the pyrite crystals. So there you go. Keeping an eye on the clock, because, you know, this is awesome. This is quartz. Clearly, and it's got a slight dusting of something pink on the outside, but what I want you to see, there we go, I've caught the light, is the shapes. This is etched in various ways. It's got three sides, what am I saying? Three sides that have got like rivers and valleys in them that you can see there. They're just incredible shapes. I love this rock. And then, and I don't know how well you can see this, it's very hard to see, you need to be close, but perhaps you can tell that there are shapes on the facet that you can see. And they're very detailed. I don't know how well you can see them. They're little triangles, like little pyramids and little squares. And eventually I was so puzzled by these shapes, and I thought, what are they and how'd they happen? And I puzzled about it for months. And then I saw in a book on minerals a picture of native gold. And native gold has these shapes like pyramids, and, the Mexican pyramids with the steps. It has these shapes. And I thought, oh my goodness, this crystal has grown in the presence of native gold. And then the gold's been dissolved out, probably by an acid solution. And there's the imprint left. It's like, oh my goodness, it's a beautiful stone. Anyway, I have talked for too long, but I just waking up, warming up, here we are. Now, I cannot remember last Friday what it was that inspired me to talk about respect and self-love. I know we've been doing stuff with heart coherence. We've been breathing in and out of our hearts and creating stuff that I can feel. And some of you have told me that you've been feeling it too. So heart coherence is really simple, but it's really powerful. And the next step, when I was tuning in on Friday night and thinking, what are we talking about Monday? It was about loving yourself, which we've been doing, and respecting yourself, and the fact that saying no and choosing yourself first and knowing your value, that was the kind of core thing. To love and respect and value yourself and say, hey, I'm bloody good and I deserve to be treated well. And that's not the sort of, I deserve everything of entitlement. It's like, no, I know who I am. That does not make you arrogant. It doesn't make you selfish. Barbara, good morning, lovely. It doesn't make you, anything negative. It's like, actually, to value yourself, to respect yourself, and to demand respect and to be treated with value. And therefore, because you're inhabiting that space, you are going to respect and value others. That is what love would do. So we have this thing about keeping ourselves small and being humble, which is part of for some of us at least, because I know this is where I got this idea of, I've got to be less than others. I've got to, because I mustn't be proud. And bear in mind, I was a gifted child. I'm still a very talented adult. In fact, I'm a more talented adult. I was a gifted child, means a kid, high IQ. And I remember my parents, bless them, saying, oh, you can't have a big head. And it wasn't those words, and it wasn't meant unkindly, but it was just the idea that you can't say how good you are at something. And, a bit of the tall poppy thing. And so we get this idea, and then if you go to church, this whole thing of being humble, and I can't even remember what I was taught. But the idea that it's okay to celebrate my brilliance as I celebrate yours, and to actually, depending upon the relationship and the circumstance, to actually insist that is recognised and respected. Because I recognise and respect the brilliance and the amazingness and the uniqueness and the wonderfulness of everybody else. And it's completely appropriate that I, as an expression of divine love, should be treated that way too. And that's what love would do. This is what I really believe and feel and experience and observe. Love does not love others by letting people walk all over it and cover it in shit. Love is love, and love is whole. Love is, powerful and empowered and glorious and knows itself as such. And so there's nothing wrong with celebrating your brilliance and demanding that the world at large recognise you. Because you're busy running around recognising others. And this is a good opportunity to think, well, actually, how do I recognise others? Am I constantly in the space of, oh, well, they're better at that than me and I'm less, but I'm better at that than this person. And it's this constant game of comparison, which we know always just gets us into a deep, dark, shitty hole, really. Because that's really polarised to think, well, I can do that better than them, so that makes me feel better than they are. It's like, well, no, everybody's bloody brilliant. We're all geniuses in our own ways. So can I, as love embodied, and you as love embodied, because that's what we are, and I need to explain that in a minute, can we be that for ourselves as much as we are that for other people. Because it's not wrong to do that, and it's not wrong to desire it, and it's not wrong to actually come to the place where you expect it and demand it of life itself. So, how is it that love is everybody and everything, right? And I know I talked about this last week. Before there was time, and there's no back and there's no in there was a unity, right? And it wanted to know itself. Because if there's only you, and I know I've talked about this before too, if all there is light, if there is nothing except light, how can you know that you are light? You have nothing to compare it with. There's nothing to know. So you end up being nothing at all. So this consciousness that wanted to know itself, and notice that we want to know ourselves too, right? And so we have all these experiences and we know who we are by contrast. This consciousness wanted to have experiences and it wanted to know itself by contrast. Cheers! Great to see you! So who knows how not long and no time and nowhere, being no thing, it took, or didn't take, to actually create this thought which became everything that we are now part of. But all of that stuff that we see and the things that the scientists measure and the things that we feel and the interactions and the creations and the extraterrestrials and the channeling and the quantum physics and the everything, all of that and all the dark stuff too, because you can't know light without darkness. All of that is this universal mind, which is wholeness and oneness and completeness having an experience. Because it wants to experience everything, which is really hard for you and me to wrap our heads around. Because some of the things that we see, this intelligent love and loving intelligence experiencing, defy logic. Why would you want to experience that? Hi, Holly! But if you are everything and you want to experience the fullness of yourself, and you're that big, why not? So anyway, it all gets terribly philosophical and we could argue about it and split hairs and everything for a long, long time. That's not what I want to do because I'm really not that much into philosophy. I know philosophy's great and there's lots of people who pull these things apart and it's all very insightful. But for me, I like things that I can do and things that actually help me in my everyday life, So the point being that, when I'm in oneness, when I am so much the unified field that I cease to be myself, which is a wonderful thing, by the way, getting beyond me. And I've had times when I've looked at the various world leaders and I think, I don't like you and I don't like what you're doing, and I thought, I'm you. And I look at the difficult situations and think, I'm there. And I'm experiencing it, and I created it, and I'm doing all the darkest things and all the lightest things, and I am this person that I really love and want to be like, and I'm all of these people that I really dislike and don't want to be like. When I'm in that unity, I'm all of it. All of which is to say that I can honour all of it when I'm there. I may not like it, and I may not support it or condone it or anything, but I recognise that I am fundamentally connected to all of this. Which, brings in a whole nother layer to respect. And it's funny that you can respect something while you absolutely abhor it, if it's an expression of divinity. Janine, good morning, beautiful. Really interesting questions. So coming back to today's practical point, loving and respecting yourself and demanding in your own state of being and choosing and embodying that this is how it is, that the world, the universe, the isness, loves and respects me exactly as I am, and all my fallibility and my amazingness and my weakness and my strength and my ignorance and my stupidity and my failures and my success, all of that, that's something that really helps me, to, there's that breadth of acceptance and connection and, hi Abigail, I'm running out of words here, that all of me is worthy of respect and recognition. I may not like it. I may hate it. I may really want to stop being that person. And that's my choice. As the divine observer, I get to decide who I am, who I'm going to embody, who I'm going to be. So if you decide that you're going to be somebody who not only respects themselves, but absolutely demands respect. And by demands respect, I don't mean you walk up to people and say, you must respect me. I don't mean that. I mean that in your very innermost core being, there's this deep decision that says, that's it. I'm done being small. And I'm not going to accept that from myself anymore. And as soon as you stop accepting that from yourself, it will stop coming from others. Jocelyn, good morning, beautiful. I say as soon as, actually, that's possibly not true. For some people, it's instant. For other people, they experience resistance because the people that are around them are really accustomed to walking all over them or treating them like crap or, you do what I say or whatever. And they have to stand in that in themselves until it really is who they are. And then the resistance vanishes. So as soon as we really embody who we're choosing to be, then the other thing goes away. And it's not arrogant and it's not prideful, which is the thing, pride is a sin. Loving myself and knowing what I'm good at is not wrong. It's just honest. And it frees you to celebrate others and their brilliance instead of thinking, oh God, they're so good, I'm envious, I wish I was like them. How, what, really? No. Wow, that person's as amazing as I am. I find that much more liberating. So, before we run out of time, let's play with this. Let's do something with this, right? I'm getting more and more interested in being practical with you. Let me do that. Let us do that. So, put your attention in your heart. You know where this is going. Put your attention there. This deep inside your body, in the centre of your chest. And when I say in your heart, I don't mean the organ that pushes blood and fluid through your body and allows you to breathe. And it's an amazing, amazing thing. Generates an electromagnetic field. We're actually playing with that electromagnetic field. When you put your attention in your heart, that's what you do. Because where you put your attention is where you put your energy. So you start to build your vital energy field when you do that. So put it in there and start to breathe in and out of your heart. Which is a weird thing if you've never done it before. Morning, Jen. Breathe in and out. Go on, try it. If it's new and unfamiliar and you think, oh, that feels weird. Oh, I'm used to breathing, feeling like it's in the other direction. You know what's happening? You are learning something. And by that, I mean that uncomfortable, confused feeling in your brain is your brain saying, oh, shit, I've got to make a new neural connection here. That feeling of, I can't quite work it out. That is learning. When you're confused, something new is happening. Sammy, it's great to see you. So, breathe in and out of your heart. Now, remember, you can play. You can breathe in and out of the front of your heart. You can breathe in and out of the back of your heart. You can breathe in and out of the sides of your heart. You can breathe in and out of your heart like the rays of a sun. In all directions. Try that. I love that. Try breathing in and out, up and down. Really good cheating way to get into an open focus. And open focus makes your brain coherent, which feels so good. Oh yeah, okay, I can feel that now. Well done. I'm rabbiting a lot, but I'm just giving you choices. Come into your heart and start to breathe in and out of your heart. Play with light, play with warmth, play with sound. What does it sound like if you breathe in and out of your heart? What would you breathe in and out of your... What sound, right, would you sing with your heart as you breathe in and out? You can really play with this. And all the time you're firing and wiring that you're paying attention. And that's really good, because being able to pay attention means that you have the ability to choose where you put your attention. And where you put your attention is where you put your energy. And where you put your energy is going to grow. It's going to get bigger. And we want your awareness of your heart to get bigger and more open and softer and easier. And so now, as you keep breathing in and out of your heart, what about this thought of respect? What if you breathe respect in and out of your heart? Respect for yourself, love and respect. That's an odd thing, you think about breathing love in and out of your heart, but breathing respect is a really special kind of love, When you respect someone, you hold them in honour. How about honouring yourself? Breathe that in. Feel that. Breathe that in and breathe it out and into your energy field. Breathe it into your body. Say, body, feel this. This is respect. I love myself enough to respect myself. Oh, wow, this is weird. Kind of nice. Breathing respect. And you can breathe respect into your past where there wasn't respect. Or maybe there was the wrong sort of respect, if that's possible. I don't know. Maybe you breathe respect into your future where you want to feel empowered and strong and recognized and respected. And maybe you breathe respect into your relationships. But remember, respect is a kind of love. And, so whatever you send out is eventually going to come back. Now, don't focus on the people. Just think, I'm putting respect and this power to love myself and respect myself into how I relate to people. And you breathe it in and out. And it's empowering and it's strong. And you can just stay with that. Oh, wow. This is what respect feels like. Body, pay attention. Feel that? That's respect. This is the feeling of me loving and respecting myself. Wow, that's good. And so it is. So there you go. That's what I wanted to share with you today. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for participating. I'd love to know what you think. I'd love to know what questions, what things flew into your head when I was, I haven't seen a comment at all, right? Facebook is not showing me your comments, so I'll respond to those later. Big love. Thank you for sharing your Sunday, Monday with me. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.